go.
Am I on?
You are on, and we are on. So welcome back, everybody, to another day of the World Youth Teams Championships in Veldhoven. I am joined by David Berkowitz, or rather, I guess, his computer. Um,
Well,
and there we go. Hey, David. And we will have, I believe, Greg Humphreys coming on in a few minutes, and then Bronia Jenkins should be coming and joining in about 45 minutes, give or take a
for
bit.
comic
So
relief.
exactly, exactly. So we'll have good lineup to work with today, and we're just waiting for them to bring us the actual boards, and in the meantime, we can go, suppose, have a look at some of the results. So we can see USA1 is still very much in the lead. They've had continued their winning streak. They lost a couple matches today, small, I think, but still have a commanding lead.
But how many qualify for the knockout stage?
So it's the top 8 teams from each
So
group
USA
qualifying.
two has they're 162. They're
Yes,
they're about a little over a match out of eight.
exactly.
They got they got to start winning some matches.
Yes, exactly. They need a good final day to have a shot,
Well,
and
they just beat China pretty badly.
they did. They did. That it certainly doesn't hurt because China's another one of the sort of in the running to qualify teams. It's pretty
Yeah,
tight
they were
from.
ahead of them.
I mean, from 8th all the way down to 16th is kind of quite tight, right? So
Yeah.
the hope is that those will be that maybe they'll be able to pull something out, um, but yeah, so we're just waiting for, at some point, we will get some BBO visibility of into the actual matches. And in the meantime, we can have a look at some of the other results as well. So in the under 21s, USA1 was leading, but they're still in pretty good qualifying position, and USA2
Uh,
as well.
I'll have to have a talk with USA one because the Gong Boys are mine. I tutor them every Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they they better be listening to their dear old mentor.
Well, my understanding is that they've been doing well, and they just played this one and beat Canada. So yes, I've played with both. Well, I played with Arthur in the Soloway last year, and
Oh yeah.
we made the round of 32, which was quite nice. So yeah,
Well,
he's a
I
good
showed
player.
up in I showed up in the Spingold and I drew them the first round and I said, "Oh no."
Right.
I mean,
I mean, as far as low seeded teams go, the younger they are, the scarier it is.
I was really between. I was rooting for them like crazy. Every time
Right.
they had a decision, I was hoping that they get it right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean,
I was rooting.
they're
I
certainly
was,
capable players. So,
I was rooting against myself.
mhm, mhm. It's nice to be able to do that every now and then. But
But
yeah, our under 16s as well. The U20, the USA one there is doing very good. And actually, one of the played against one of the Brian Zhang, I believe, uh, a couple times in uh, wherever we just were, Chicago. Also did quite well, and so happy to see them continuing to
the
kill it here.
juniors are taking over the world.
That's the hope. That's the hope.
That's good because the seniors are out of touch, like me.
Yeah, as far as seniors go, you're pretty good. But yeah, so let's see. Uh, there's not going to be any bridge to save me from that. Um, but yeah, so it's good to see some sort of better uh, you know, a
And the
lot of
attendance.
activity here, right?
Look at the attendance. Look at all the teams playing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's 94 teams, and yeah, it's really quite something. Give me just a second here. I don't know why we are missing people, but we will work on that. It seems like Larry Cohen might be interested in. Let me see.
You can't in doing this.
I'm sort of going back and forth trying to figure out where everyone is. Here we go. USA1 versus Singapore. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, well, Larry's awake at this hour.
Yes. So I'm going to see if that's happening. I'm not certain if it is. But in either case, we do have our matchup here now, and we're just waiting for them to give us names and cards, and then we will be good to go.
So we'll be able to go from one table to the other, or are we going to focus on one table?
I think we're going to focus on one table, and we'll see if we can potentially pick the faster table, so that if after they finish up, we can then bounce over to the other table and see how they tackle some of the same hands. But we just need to make sure that they they have the right names and the right whatever here.
Well, maybe the name should be changed to protect the innocent. We used to do that in the old days of television.
Yes, exactly. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll have to redact a few names to protect the innocent.
I know I've made a lot of plays that I wouldn't write my name next to.
Haven't we all? There's definitely been plenty of times when I've hoped and prayed to not have my name associated with whatever it was. So.
Well, you see, I have something that you're too young to have, but I have a good deal. I have a lot of, shall we say, bribery and dirt on Larry Cohen. I could take him to the cleaners anytime. So he does ViewGraph whenever I'm playing, and he has to protect me.
See, it's the opposite of when I was doing it in the trials with Dana and Michael, where we were sort of going out of our way to incriminate you.
No, Larry has to protect it. He says, "Don't worry, I won't make you look bad." Every time,
right? Because your bidding in play does it enough. What do we need to?
Every time I revoke or something, he says, "Oh, it was a very reasonable play."
Yes. Well, it's well,
yeah,
it's a little harder to have sympathy for the player, or it's hard to have sympathy for the players in the moment when you're able to see all four hands until you go back and actually look at it sort of single dummy. Wow, Michael, you well, hey Larry.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it's Larry under Michael's name. All right. So yes, we are live on stream and just waiting for.
So far, the only action is you and Larry.
Well, yes. I went to BBO. I didn't know we had this thing, so here I am. Yes. And Lisa and David. I don't see Lisa.
No,
she made a brief appearance earlier, but
you can rename.
Yes.
I know. I did. I thought I did. It says Lisa and David. It's usually Lisa and David. What do you want from me?
I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's freezing here.
Yeah, it's 95 degrees, and
I'm sending you some cold air. It's like 50. Ugh.
I'll take all the cold air I can get. I've been running my AC.
Where are you, Adam?
I'm in New York City. So it's been last week. It was it felt like home. It felt like I was still in Florida. But yeah, so Larry, we'll have Bronia coming by in about 30 minutes, and we're just waiting on them to actually start up the bridge component, because it seems like they are starting to adhere to the 15-minute delay more religiously. So I think I might just see
Well,
about pushing
Larry,
the stream till 11 for the future days.
let's see how this works, Larry. You don't want to talk about the Yankees. I don't want to talk about the Mets. Is there anything that we could talk about the Jets if you want?
Well, I do have the Mets at 6-1 to not make the playoffs. How is that looking?
When did you make that bet?
March?
Well, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe Kansas City beats them every day. But it was good to see the Yankees finally win a game.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything at the deadline. So, Adam, are you going to be here narrating?
I will. I will.
Okay,
We're
because I
just
don't know what
waiting.
we're I have no idea
Yeah.
what
So
we're watching. So you'll tell everyone where we are and what we're doing. Good.
yes, we are in
We're talking
Veldhoven in the
about
Netherlands.
baseball.
Yes, and this is the 18th match of a 23 match round robin, and we're going to be watching the under 26 USA1 juniors versus Singapore. And so USA1 is doing quite well. They are in the lead currently, and Singapore is very much in contention. I believe they are in ninth place going into this match, and so we are essentially just
USA1 is a very good team. It's
yes.
a round of 8 team in the Spingold or around the 16 team at worst.
Okay. Well, Adam, why don't you do Barbados 9.89? Is that right?
Yes, they are
Yeah,
That's
willing to buy a few
embarrassing.
more VPs. Well,
That's
yeah,
embarrassing. That's like that runner that went viral. Well,
from Somalia.
yeah, she finished last by a mile.
By the way,
yeah. I mean,
before we
in some cases, it's sort of this is the some of these countries as federations first foray into even sending a team at all.
no.
But
This woman was the granddaughter or the cousin of one of the muckamucks who got her on.
okay,
Yeah, but
yeah,
nine
yeah,
nine victory points. You could just like have a blind chimp at a keyboard, throw out cards, and get more than nine victory points.
yeah. I try to be a little sympathetic. I think it for a federation that hasn't sent a team before, that doesn't necessarily have good players to mentor and so on. You can kind of understand that
Oh,
it's a little tricky.
they-
So we have cards, and we seem to be redacting the names for everyone's safety and
well,
protection.
they haven't put it in yet.
Yes, but we'll see who we have at this table.
So Larry, you like to open 2 clubs more than any 3 people I know. Would you open the South Hand 2 clubs?
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm a big two club opener. No, I mean in general, I'm kind of 50
Well,
50.
that's 20
I
points.
I could go either way with that South hand. I think it's close.
Yes. Okay. But with the North Hand, you always show 4 trump. How do you do that? We
Well, if I was playing with Bergen, if I was playing with you, we wouldn't have a way.
we would bid 1 spade, 3 spades if we wanted to, if that's mixed.
If it's mixed. So this looks like some form of jury, but that's a pretty light jury hand. Even I couldn't get that up to enough for jury.
Yeah, South is making a long suit slam try because he has it.
Well,
Not
slam is sort of on the queen of clubs on side, and it is. So slam
It's
would
a little
make
better than that, because if they don't lead a heart, you have maybe a chance. Even if clubs split, you can shake a heart
that's
and rough two in
so
the dummy.
you
exactly.
but you need two spades also with that, probably.
Uh, yes,
You're
Right,
thinking,
right, but there is that extra chance.
I
So
mean,
it's
I would say you're right. It's about 50-50. And certainly North, if they don't get the slam, it's not North's fault.
that's for sure. Well, so if we were forced to guess who the North player was that bid Drury, I think our guess might be correct, that was Zach. Um, but
So
yeah.
the South Hand actually, he bid 3. No, Zach has bid last train on top of everything else. The South Hand, Larry, would you have shown your long clubs or would you have shown your short diamonds? They could have been one spade, two clubs, four diamonds or something.
Yeah, not clear. I could see
Like,
going either
but
way.
do you like showing your length?
I could see going either way. I don't feel strongly here.
But because North needs to know that his diamonds values are garbage, but everything else is good.
Well,
Now,
it's not clear that you want that North note. It's not clear that South wants North to think their diamonds are garbage, right? The King Queen of Diamonds could be pulling a lot of weight for too little heart discards, right? Because North doesn't have to have a doubleton heart.
so you like South showing his clubs.
Personally, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Because
Some
since I
people
have the
play,
Ace of Diamonds, partner's going to discount the King Queen of Diamonds when they
uh,
really shouldn't be, right?
Well, David, one other thing about showing the clubs, and I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. We might want to play in clubs. I mean, picture your partner with three spades, queen, and five clubs, king, queen, and you might make seven clubs and not six spades. So that's another reason to show the clubs.
that's a
So this
nice
is pretty
story.
remarkable that Grossack bit jewelry. I'm thinking of Marty Bergen. We'll add one for the Jack 10-9 of diamonds, add one for the 10-9 of hearts, add one for the doubleton, two for the fourth trump. Maybe he somehow got to 10 points.
Does the seven of clubs count for anything?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Is
Last
it,
year,
he has a few 10-9s. Maybe give a couple points for those and upgrade a point because Finn is playing it. And, before you know it, you almost have a game force.
Yeah. So here, the 2-2 trump are going to save him because even with the queen of clubs on side, he has to deal with that fourth club and the third heart. But with spades 2-2, no problem.
he also probably, if he can work out a way to do it, might want to check out for the king queen double from a king queen third of diamonds or something like that. If that, I don't know if that would help him. But while he's futzing around doing everything else, he can rough some diamonds.
Yeah, it might be an extra chance of spades or 3-1 and the diamonds full. I mean, he could lay down the ace of diamonds. It's almost like a dummy reversal here, but are there entries for a dummy reversal? Let's see. Then he wouldn't need he can take ace of diamonds, spade over, rough a diamond, spade over. I don't know.
He's not doing that. But I think you're right. It looks, yeah, Jack of diamonds. Good luck to you on that. Uh,
Let's
Always
see.
worth a
Dumb ace
shot.
of diamonds, spade over, rough a diamond, spade over, rough a diamond. I don't think there's, well,
he's trying. He is going to rough a diamond. Well, now he sees two spades, so he needs the clubs. Period.
So
Meanwhile, at the other table, they played four spades. Very reasonable.
very
These are the
yes.
boards I like to get when you're down 50 in a match. Of course, who wants to be down 50 in a match?
Right. Exactly.
There's good
But
news
if
and
you
bad.
are, then sure, this is a nice
Well, and if you're,
surprise.
at the other table, you say, "Oh, did my teammates bid this?" And no one's going to bid it. It's 20 opposite 7.
well, another thing, it's silly, but and Adam can set the scene for us. This is kind of like still qualifying, and the USA is qualifying easily, so they don't need this. I'd rather have this good luck when we get to the knockout stage when we need it. So sometimes I think, well, I'll have the bad luck here and the good luck later. Of course, that's ridiculous because each deal is a priori.
Right, right. You don't get to transfer your winning finesses to a different spot as much as we all would like to be able to do that. But
I
this
think
is
we have to nominate that North hand for the lightest jury of the year.
it's a strong. Well, not just Drury, but even last train. Oy. If
Well,
you're
the
going to
fourth
Drury,
trump, I
okay,
can
fine.
hear
But
I can
Well,
hear Marty Bergen talking about the value of the fourth trump,
when
the nine card fit.
I worked with this team for a while, and I asked Zach and Finn to maybe tone it down a little bit. and they looked at me and they said, "Are you trying to mess with perfection?"
Zach doesn't miss many slams. Well, here East West have a slam without a spade lead. They can make 6 hearts on a non-spade lead.
And there's no chance that South will bid spades. I mean, I mean, who would bid with that hand?
Yeah, well, you need
Well, would
12
you
cards and
open
2-6 to
two?
bid.
How
First
many
of all,
spades?
they might open a club in front of them.
Yeah,
You
I would
fly
I would have
11.
probably opened three. I think it's close between opening 2 and then bidding again, or opening 3.
I think I think he could bid three spades now. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, especially because he doesn't have a way to show diamonds and spades over a club. It gets a lot easier just to jam 3 spades.
I
So
think Zach would have bid 4 spades with that south hand.
Potentially.
Zach will get to bid four spades with the north hand in a few minutes, but in the meantime, Mr. Lee has he's looking around. I think he's going to bid five hearts. What do you think of five hearts, Larry?
Well, what does it mean though? Is that just a general
No,
invitation?
you always said the same thing when he jumped to five hearts. What did it mean? It means he wants a new partner.
And how do you know it's not Mrs. Lee?
I don't know anything. I could look it up.
Yeah, I'm actually not. Let's see. Might be able to find the player's name. Well, we'll look at that later. I'm not certain though. So.
I think, but five hearts appeals to me on so many levels. It's the kind of bid you can make when your partner screws up. You can say, "Didn't you know exactly what I had?"
You know, I hated it when you bid 5 of a major.
You didn't love it so much when I bid five for a minor.
Well, if that was
That's 11 tricks we got to take there, boy.
well, seriously, I don't think 5 hearts, although it looks like it's asking for spade control. I think it's just a general invitation.
What do you think about the thought of playing transfers on an auction like this?
Well, it's probably a good idea, but I wouldn't like the memory strain.
You might
And
be able
speak
to
up.
generalize it a little bit, but this is certainly the type of auction where it would be very helpful because with a good 4 heart bid, you really you don't have any option other than well to bid 4 hearts and hope to survive, or bid 5 maybe. But,
Well, Lee,
Yes, sure. It would be great to transfer to hearts and then bid 5 hearts. That would,
exactly.
I think he's going to bid 5 hearts now.
well, yeah, it's pawn to pass four spades. He might even do something like bid four no or something, but
Yeah, I mean the worry is just you really don't you. It's a question of how. I guess how encouraging his partners pass, right? Like with two little spades, we still that's the biggest problem of the hand, and we don't really have a way to highlight that necessarily, do we? Like,
I don't think four spades would have done so well.
That's
Six,
actually not too bad.
maybe down
They
two.
might get out for down 1.
No, two. I mean,
Why?
the opponents can get a diamond rough, right?
They could, but I don't think they would. They'd have to
What?
lead the ace of diamonds and then cross. Yeah, I mean they
well,
might. Yeah, but that's still down only 2. Double.
I guess
Didn't
this
have
is
Alerted.
this is probably a I want to bid double.
an action double, but I would prefer to have one or maybe two voids more to do this. Uh,
Just the one.
what's he gonna? Well, I only have six spades, so if you have, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think Grossack's going to run to 5 spades, and like you say, if they don't get the diamond rough, he might, he can draw 2. He'd have
Well,
to give up 1 diamond and draw 2 rounds of trump and then lead another diamond up. It's not
no, he could do it. I mean, the defense would have to let him.
right. Otherwise, it would be down 3. 500 is not a disaster.
No, I mean
Well,
and because the trumps are splitting, he doesn't necessarily he's not really at risk of being tapped out here. So he will have the luxury of being able to work out.
this is interesting. I mean, Lee could say redouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they probably should, to be quite honest. Yeah.
Yeah,
There we
there you
go.
go.
And
Oh
Zach
my God.
passed it. Oh yeah, yeah.
That- Yes.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh
All
my
right, who knows the score for five hearts redoubled making?
I think it's 1,000,
It's
isn't
a
it?
lot.
Pretty sure it's 1,000.
You sound like someone who's been there and now with an over trick.
No, it's
One or two over tricks.
Two over, could make two over
Well,
tricks.
because one spade goes on the diamond, and now you make two over tricks. Oh yeah, yeah.
oh my goodness.
Let's look at the back of the bidding box card.
Yes, yes.
Who has, well, this is one good thing about playing on the computer. It will give you the score.
That is true. That is true.
I don't think he's going to take a deep club finesse, though. Well,
There's no chance that he's taking a deep club finesse.
especially
well,
on the nine lead.
he'll have the contract guaranteed already, right? Because he can cash the ace of diamonds and lead a trump to dummy, take the diamond pitch, and so it's just a question of whether the over trick is there, but it doesn't look like
Well,
No,
he's
he's not going to do it now.
Okay,
So he's going to make one over trick.
all right.
Well,
One
The
over trick
Surly-
is still a good amount of over tricks. Redoubled.
Yes. There goes the good luck from the first board. They won 13, and
no,
now
the first board was good luck. This was bad bridge. This was just too active. I mean, you forced them to five hearts. You have equity there. What's your point?
Yeah, and you have the ace of spades, which is defense. There we go, 1,200. 1,200. So,
13 to 13.
And
All right.
the queen of clubs. I can't say I enjoy. I think that was a good bid.
No, that's not the way you and I play. We're happy to push them to five, and
No, it's your equity. It's a matter of
Right.
equity. They're in five
Right.
hearts. If you
Right.
could put your opponents in five hearts on every hand, you'd be a happy boy.
right.
oh, absolutely. I'd be thrilled. Where do I sign for this?
Well, that was only the five level. Fortunately, on this board, we're coming back to the six level.
Yes.
Well, 2-0 by South and North certainly is that if it's Zach Grossack looking for a slam, I think we can get so six diamonds is clubs are 4-1, but they can't get a club rough.
No.
And what about a sacrifice in six spades? Probably pretty good, huh?
Yeah. So people play stuff over 2-0, if you want to know. Most people have played some sort of three spades tool to get to diamonds somehow, minors or one minor. Mexroth plays transfers. Four spades would show diamonds.
Yeah, I saw you had that auction
That'd be
in the Grand
perfect
National
one
teams.
for it. 2-0, four spades. Slam try and diamonds. South
Actually,
would-
the sacrifice isn't so good on a trump lead. On a trump lead, I think you can hold six spades to just six spade tricks and the ace of clubs, right? Trump
Yep.
lead.
Yeah, you have time to get rid of
Yes.
all the trumps.
So that would be down 5. 1, 3, 5, 8, 11. Well, still a good
It's still a
save.
good save, but
Well, would it surprise you to see East bid four spades now?
Oh, I think he should. Absolutely. At these colors, let's
Because
get in the way.
you don't know what four of clubs is.
Whatever,
I would
whatever
guess
it
it's
is.
probably slam interest with diamonds. The only question is whether maybe it, like some, with some partners I play four clubs as optional key card in diamonds, and I have to admit I don't think I've discussed what what our bids mean after they bid over optional key card. That's something that hopefully Zach and Vin have discussed, but
Well, most people watching probably would play it as Gerber.
yes.
If you never give bid Gerber again in the rest of your life, you can't be bidding Gerber with a void, right, Larry? I mean, what good's that going to do you?
No, well, I teach my students all know I think Gerber should come up once every 40 years.
Like playing five of a minor, your
That's-
birthday and the 4th of July at match points.
Yes. Well, I mean, once every 40 years, that means for these juniors, the next time they'll be able to bid Gerber is probably when they're eligible for the seniors. So
Right. Bid it once in the juniors, once in the seniors.
exactly.
Oh, so you saw that auction. Mextroth had like 19 points and bid some Grand Slam or something.
Yeah, you guys did well on that hand. It's in the Grand Nationals.
Well, we have to have a few. This is, yeah, I don't know if there's any merit to it, but he plays two under preempts, two under, four clubs as hearts, four diamonds as spades, which gives your a partner a vote, yes or no, or Blackwood.
Mhm. Yeah, I've started playing that in a couple partnerships as well. It seems quite useful. I forgot it once in one of my partnerships, and
Larry and
That's the
I,
problem. That's the problem with all this stuff. I'm
yes,
sure it's good
yes.
stuff, but who can
you could
remember
bid
it?
spades to transfer to 3-0 and show a minor one suitor. The problem is, once again, it's nice when you have the auction all to yourself. Four spades throws a crimp into the plans.
Yeah, and I'm bidding five spades if I'm West. If my
Uh,
partner can bid four,
I agree with you 1,000%.
And I
But
think Zach will even if he's not really sure what 4-0 means, I think he'll probably venture six diamonds, right?
yeah,
uh,
when you're void in the opponent's suit, that tends to
I
make you.
think I think there's a chance he might venture seven diamonds.
There's a chance, but I mean, of course, if you move Finn's ace of spades into the club suit, sure, but
How venturing pass? I don't know what four clubs showed, but I could certainly pass it around to my partner now, right? Oh well, so much for that.
Well, one thing also about bidding six diamonds here is there's a good chance your opponents are going to sacrifice anyway.
East
You know,
understandably
I
doesn't want
played a
to
lot of boards.
sacrifice looking at a stiff ace. That's
Played a
reasonable,
lot of
but
boards
West might kick it in.
against juniors. Juniors don't sacrifice against juniors because they all know nobody ever has anything.
Uh
Whoa.
oh.
Oh, well, they have to get past West first.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think East might double this if he gets a chance. But
Oh,
yeah.
look, the
Oh, the
other
other
table found
table,
their way to
seven
seven diamonds
diamonds.
doubled also. So we
Oh my
might have
God.
win 13,
Well,
lose
just
13,
another
and the world's
push.
most normal push. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
David, we've seen three boards. What have we been missing not playing junior bridge in
I
our lives? This
know.
is much more fun than our bridge. We might have had three flat boards.
Well, wait, we're still waiting for West.
It's true. West is might save ahead of their partner, who is pretty sure they know what they're going to lead against seven diamonds. Uh,
In
aha.
all seriousness, though, this this is a very strong American team here. We're not like saying, oh, they're juniors. Right? These are very good players we're watching. So let's
This whole thing
set
is
the record straight.
a round of eight Springgold team.
Mm-hmm.
Very, they're a very
Yeah.
strong team.
Well, I mean, I think the question of whether South probably should not bid seven diamonds, just because partners under so much pressure here. Partners likely looking at a spade void. They're under a lot of pressure, and you can imagine that they could they could certainly have the right hand, but
Well,
with the right
what
hand
is
they might have with the ace of clubs on top of the king of diamonds and
the eight
maybe the king of hearts.
is
Like they
certainly
could
in
have
the.
did something else. Yeah.
I think what Finn didn't think about was that his partner could have passed, or he could have bid five
Mhm.
no, he could have done something to invite a grand slam. When you bid six diamonds, that means this is me, not you, partner. Stay away.
Mm-hmm.
That's my.
Yes. And I think it's also an interesting question of what we think 4-0 showed over four spades, as
Well,
far
we don't know
as
what club showed.
right, exactly. So we're a little bit in the dark, and maybe I'll ask Finn when he's in a good mood what the auction showed, but the
Good news though, the boards are tamed. There's only 165 on this hand.
oh well, that's a relief. That's a relief. So we've had
So,
win 13, lose 13, and a push on three of the most boring hands imaginable, and
so the question is, will West open the bidding? And what would West open the bidding? I would I'm in a minority. I would open a diamond. Al,
I'm in your minority also.
Al Roth would pass.
And I would open
Uh,
a club.
you
I,
could open a club and over a one heart
He's going to rebid a no trump.
I'm going to rebid a no trump because 5 deuce Doubleton sure looks like a stopper to me. So,
Yeah, so
I mean, I don't show a spade stopper, and it's not perfect, but I feels better than rebidding 2 clubs.
Yeah,
So North's going to overcall a no trump, and East is going to.
How do you feel about when it goes a diamond and they overcall a spade and you pawn the doubles and then you bid a no trump? How do you feel about that?
Partner knows that I don't show a spade stopper. They can ask for one. Welcome, Bronia. Thanks for joining us. You're muted, but we have you up on stream, and so now we have a full house.
Okay. So Yang has to show the majors somehow.
Bronia, you missed 3 flat boards.
Oh, good.
Yes.
We're all boring one nose.
What 7 diamonds is never a boring board. 5 redoubled. What?
It was not.
Wait a minute.
And a slam.
Wait a minute. Let's go to board 13. Click on board 13. Let's check them out real quick.
Been here all day.
While they're bidding, let's go to board 13.
Okay, so now they're bidding. Zach,
Okay, right. All right, let's see here. Double. So we got the 6 spades. Let me look at this bad boy board here.
Yeah.
So we have.
So Bronia, I the way that I have the stream set up, it'll look pretty small for you, but the board will actually look pretty big for other.
Okay. No, I see it. I see it. So I see
okay.
it.
So we see in the auction here, East got to bid 2 spades and then 3 hearts to show their majors rather than.
That was very dangerous bidding 3 hearts because North showed hearts when he doubled 2 spades.
Yeah.
I would not have bid 3 hearts. I would prefer a redouble to say, can you double them, partner? Where were they going to play?
Right.
Probably. Oh, they were dead. They were in big trouble.
Well, they weren't dead. I mean,
all right, let's look at. I see 6 spades. So the other table obviously didn't get to 6 spades on board 13.
Correct.
Yeah, and it was a 50-50 kind of slam. That was the tamest board.
That was the most boring of the 3.
Then we get to 5 hearts redoubled, which, by the way, is my favorite story in bridge. Is my 5 hearts redoubled contract. So I'm happy to see that. But I only made 5 when I was in 5 hearts redoubled. But click on it again. I can't see it, Adam. Go back.
Sorry, there we go.
Made 7.
He could have made 7.
You think Finn Kolesnik, having seen the first 3 boards, is going to double 3 spades?
I mean, even if I hadn't seen the first 3 boards, I would be a little bit tempted. It's just that
well, he might get a chance. Yang might bid 4 spades.
If they bid 4, I think I definitely am doubling. But if they bid 3, there we go. Yeah, I'm doubling this. My partner overcalled the no trump, acted again. They're vulnerable.
Yeah, well, it's not even down yet, is it?
No, it's really not. I mean, Declared has 3 obvious losers, but
yeah, but that just took an entry at a dummy.
Yeah.
So
they
he's
have a lot of work.
Roll the other one and lead the Jack of Hearts.
Club lead might have beaten it. So yeah, you take Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs, and then the
Jack of Hearts, and they'll win it, and they'll shift to a trump. And
you can win, but you can't take a heart finesse, right? So now you have to bank a king of hearts and ruff a heart, but you still have one more.
Down 1.
You're down.
Right.
One.
You're down 1.
You're down 1. I agree. Wait, guys, sorry. What happened to the other table at 14 and 5 hearts redoubled? What were they in?
Just
5 hearts,
just a normal
undoubled.
5 hearts just made.
Okay, and click on 15 real quick so I can see.
Yes, we're getting you all caught up on the action.
I need to be caught up.
Gotta get here earlier.
Oh, they got the 7 diamonds off an ace, and they both did it?
Yes, just a normal push. Both tables.
That's just, how did that happen?
Well, it's a little bit, you can kind of understand that, at least nobody bid key card.
The exuberance of youth, I would say.
Yes.
That's super cute. Okay.
Yes.
Bronia, right. What's on your head, Bronia?
My little flower crown.
Are you in Horn Lake office?
Yeah.
Is this dress down Thursday or?
No, come on. Wait, hang on. Let me put my jacket on so I look better.
The official
There's
ED
my,
outfit. There we go.
there's
Nice.
my view graph jacket. There we go.
Aha.
For anyone who doesn't know, Bronia is the executive director. Is that the official title?
That is the official
Of the
title.
ACBL. She's survived 3 months already, right?
Almost 3 months. Yeah, almost three
Oh
months.
my God, that's a long tenure.
That's all.
Zach Rosak going to play the ace of hearts here if he plans on beating this.
Right. Well, I mean, I think he can probably see that his heart spots are pretty good. He knows Declara has 5 of them and has nothing in the way of entries to dummy. So he has to be, and he knows that Finn let the 2 of diamonds, so he's pretty sure Declara doesn't have any more diamonds left. So he has to be thinking, okay, our best shot to beat this is partner has a couple of spade tricks.
Also, among the top, when ace of clubs, 10 low, and he played the deuce. If I had a heart on her, I would play the 9. No matter how many. Partner knows how many clubs you have. You have an opportunity to signal your partner. Trick 1 was 2 of diamonds, ace, 4, 7, right? And on the ace of clubs, 10, declare it through a diamond. Now you have the 9, 8, 7, 4, 2 of clubs.
Yes.
I'm not. But if I had a heart card, you would have seen the 9.
But even if his partner has a heart card, he does, he wants to lead spades from his side. Not
Yeah,
if he doesn't want.
He did it. He did it.
He won it. He's going to lead. And the imps go back to the U.S. now, assuming he plays the spade here.
Yeah. Okay. Way to go, Zach.
Yes. So this should stop Declara from being able.
This wasn't the worst of 4 spades ever.
Not at all. I mean, certainly, the no trump opener could have had honor doubleton of spades, right? Give Zach king and 1 or queen and 1 spade, and
right.
All of a sudden, it really doesn't look all that bad at all.
Well, it's not only that. On a club lead, doesn't it make on? I mean, a club lead, he'd win it and play the jack of hearts. He'd have an extra entry.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Larry will tell you the power of 10s. Without the 10 of hearts and the 10 of spades, it would be a terrible contract. With those 10s, absolutely playable.
I love 10s also.
They're
very undervalued.
Yeah, I love 10s. I love 10s. When I have 10s, I'm like, okay, even sometimes 9s are good.
This 10 of hearts is worth its weight in baklava. But now Declara must know what's going on, so he could just cash the ace of spades and give him a heart for down 1.
Well, I think he's going to try for 3 hearts. He's going to play king of hearts and rough a heart.
Try to make it. I agree. He's going to
absolutely. And Finn will have a choice. He can either rough and play his last trump, or he can just pitch, and either works.
They're running low on trump here. King of hearts, maybe not.
Not really. No, they would have needed to tap a couple more times for that to really come into play, I think.
Oh, he's going to lead a heart now.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So now we can just rough something back to hand, cash the ace of spades,
and just give him a heart and a spade.
Yeah, down 1.
It'd be a little bit disappointing.
World. It's on this auction. It wasn't great, but really, I mean, if 6 spades made on 1, as Larry would say, the karma, 4 spades could have made on this one. How did the Americans stop in 2 spades at the other table?
Well, maybe the overcalled 1 no and showed majors.
Maybe West didn't open the bidding.
So no, right. West didn't open the bidding, and so instead, North opened a no trump. East showed majors. Then West bid 2 diamonds. East bid 2 spades, and there they were.
So 2 diamonds said bid your better major.
Exactly.
Which is how most people. Which is why you need to play 2 clubs is for the majors. So your partner can wiggle with 2 diamonds when he's 2-2 or 3-3 in the majors, and you don't play 4-2 fits.
Right.
Well, I'm going to count this as.
Otherwise, you're guessing. Yeah.
I'm going to say we've played 4 deals here, and only one of them wasn't doubled. but one was redoubled, so that makes up for it. How did this happen? 1-0 all pass. Where did this board come from?
But
Adam, I thought you
what is
arranged interesting boards for us.
I
the
did.
range?
Look at what Zach Reckles opened to no trump on. What do you want from me?
What is that?
What was the range?
I think 14 to 16 would be my guess.
But why would you open a no trump anyway? You're 4-4 in the majors. You want to find the major suit fit.
I am in agreement. No,
Well,
no arguments here.
opponents-
But
Here comes the opponents to the rescue.
I mean, this is a good lead for Zach.
It's a good lead for Zach.
Well, it's an interesting question whether or not you put the king on this.
without another entry to dummy, I don't think you're supposed to.
Well, it's not a great lead for Zach because he's got 0 entries to the dummy, but
No, but he was never getting to the diamond suit. It's good because the opponents pound hearts. He's got the 10-8 of hearts.
yeah.
He'll find himself with 2. And West is not going to. How does West know not to encourage?
They don't. Well, they don't have any choice, right? Because if they play the 9, that blows up the heart suit.
Right.
So,
Well,
the 4 is a forced play.
I don't know. It seems to me when you see a suit like that and your partner encourages you say, "Yippee! I found you, partner."
Yeah. I mean, I would be playing the Jack of Hearts. Are they playing upside down or right side up carding? Do we know?
No, we don't even know if it's Mr. Lee or Mrs. Lee.
No, we do know that. The East-West pair is Brian Yang and Linus Lee, according to the chat a little while ago. So I believe that means that it would be a Mr. Lee.
Linus? How are you spelling Linus?
You guys aren't like in the 2023 world. You don't even, it's like
that's right.
Yeah, it could be different. Oh yeah, Jack of Hearts. That's what I would have played too.
Yeah.
So that did turn out good for Zach.
Right. So Christian Jolly in the chat says they're under the age of 30, so play exclusively upside down. I think that's a reasonable assumption.
So I think
also, outside of America, what we call upside down, a lot of countries they learn from day one that the 2 is encouraging. They don't even consider it upside down.
Interesting. I mean, actually, kind of makes sense, but yeah.
Right. It's become standard enough at this point that, yes. So I'm surprised that West didn't shift to the king of clubs to try to get partner to focus on the queen specifically. But then perhaps this will do the trick because now they can play a low club to partner's queen, or not.
They'll do that eventually.
Yeah, incidentally, ace from ace king, a lot of my students don't realize this. That's only on opening lead. We don't lead ace from ace king in the middle of the hand.
Yes. Well, because the king sort of tells partner what's going on in the suit a little bit more here. But now East is going to be on lead trying to figure out, oh, okay. Or, well, West knows what's going on. They have their big clubs, so they're going to cash those and probably get an encouraging spade from their partner and put a spade through, and that should probably spell about the end of Zach here.
So 7 of spades. You think that's an odd even discard? Some people play that.
It must be considering they shifted easily.
So back in the real world, I'm expecting that East-West, like David, wouldn't you expect Maxfield and Rodwell? This is a normal 3-0 East-West with, what do they have, 12 opposite 12? And isn't 3-0 East-West pretty easy on this layout?
Well, yeah, but if North opens a club, it's pretty hard to get there. Even a club pass a diamond response. Who's going to bid for the East-West hand? The 3-3-3-3 facing 3-3-3-3. And they both have dull hands. I mean
East has one of the worst 12 counts I think I've ever seen.
Well, the other table did make 3-0 East-West. They reasonably stopped in 2-0. So this is not going to be a big deal. Zach's going to be down 1 or 2 and actually win a little bit.
I think he'll be down 3. It might be another one of those entertaining pushes.
He can't be down 3. He's already got 2 hard tricks. He's already got 2 hard tricks.
He's already got 1 trick in. Yeah. So down 2.
He's
just
somehow
down
got
1.
out for down 1.
Why did he play it down?
they must have returned a spade, maybe because they returned the 4 of spades or something. But
East knew all the high cards. North had to have ace king, ace queen left. There's nothing left.
Well, I mean, if North could have 13, maybe the argument is North could have 11. But
so on this deal, it's a question of whether East West reach 5 of a minor or 3 no. 3 no would be fine as long as the opponents can't take 5 heart tricks, which they can if they lead it. 5 of a minor, I guess, is a better contract.
5 diamonds is better.
Certainly 5 diamonds is better. But even 5 clubs, I think, is still better than 3 no.
Well, see, a lot of people play that 2 diamond stuff. Adam, do you play that?
I don't, but a lot of people do.
It would work out badly on this hand because you would have a no trump auction. Now North is going to bid something, and East West are going to notice, sort of stay. Well,
what do you think of a takeout double by North? That wouldn't have been on my radar.
Would have been a heart 100% of the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm coming around to the idea that when you have one bid with these sort of marginal, I mean, this is a little bit light for it, but with one bid for these sort of marginal 4 or 5 majors hands, a lot of the times double is actually a winner. But
you don't have it. You don't have a vulnerable takeout double. You don't have anything approaching a vulnerable takeout double.
That is a true statement.
All right. Well, I'm leading the Queen of Spades, and they're making it.
Not on this hand, you're not. You can't be that silly.
What, with Queen Jack 10 fourth?
If you're going to make out takeout double, you lead your 4th best from your longest and strongest.
Yeah, but I'm expecting the 3 no bidder has hearts, and I honestly would have led the Queen of Spades on this auction. How dumb am I? I'm looking at all 4 hands, and I'm telling you the truth.
I would not have bid 3 no. I would have bid 2 spades.
Oh, I know you wouldn't. You would call 3 no a truck driver bid.
Well, you bid 2 spades. Your partner bids 3 clubs, and you don't belong in no trump. It's not a very hard game.
Whoa! What happened here? He won the King of Hearts and shifted.
Yeah, I guess Finn
thought I bid 3 no.
Wait a minute. He couldn't read that as 4th best, 8, 9, and the king won the trick.
It's got to be 4th best.
Way too fast, also.
Play attitude.
Yeah.
But your King of Hearts won the trick. Oh,
well, what good is the spade back going to do? How is it possible your partner's taking all those spade tricks?
And you can't get in. I don't know what's going on here.
That was a very bad play, probably.
Yeah.
They want to keep up our average of 10 imps aboard.
Well, we're slacking a little bit because had 9 and 3 on the last 2. But yeah, right. Finn must not have considered that Zach could have 5 hearts, given that he made a takeout double. But I think that's a mistaken because Zach could have had maybe a slightly better hand, or chosen to step out on the actual hand with 5 hearts and 4 spades, and that feels like his best shot to beat this.
I know Larry's students, every single one of them, if would play 8 of hearts to the king and a heart back. I'm not going to say which one, but they would play a heart back. They would break their wrists getting a heart on the table.
Yes.
So Larry, let's talk important things. When's your next golf game?
When are you getting out here?
A couple of weeks, but we're playing tomorrow with Victor and Alan Osofsky.
For anyone watching, David is in South Florida, which is the worst place in the world to be in August. So
no, it's not.
Bronia, you know. It's Memphis. How's Horn Lake, Mississippi in August?
Horn Lake is good. I'm actually going to Florida for the weekend to see my kids.
From hot and humid to hot and humid.
That's right.
Out of the fire and into the fire.
That's right. So this was they got lucky over here. They really did. I mean, we did bad over
I think.
Well, it was bad by East-West. It was bad by North-South.
Yeah.
Sorry if we're being too critical, but this is not.
Lucky.
We were expecting better bridge.
Prozac did very well. I mean, he never showed his heart, so they didn't get there. Yeah, that's a standard no trump for him.
I mean, I have to admit, this one, especially white-red in third seat, I would be tempted to open it a no trump myself. But
Okay, so a little tip to all you people who play against juniors all the time is that no matter what they say when they open a no trump in third seat, you play penalty doubles. No matter what your system is, you play your weak no trump defense
yes,
because everyone's out there stealing.
absolutely. So this looks like Finn has chosen to show it as a garbage statement hand, which Zach is not all that thrilled about, but he does have three. That is his fragment, at least. So,
Well, if you had your choice, you could Stamen, or you could bid two club. You could bid two clubs followed by two spades as a mild invite. Most people play.
Yeah, but that's not going to be invitational if they're playing, 12 to 14 no trumps or 13 to 15.
Well,
Or,
Zach is playing 10 to 12 no trump, but I think
right, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
not really invitation. King, queen, doubleton of clubs, and
what does
yeah.
that card say, Adam?
I think it might even be a good 14 to 17.
Yeah, well,
But
he counts points differently than we do. Look at that draw he did on the first hand.
yes,
Aces are 6.
aces are 6, kings are 6, queens are 6,
And
jacks are 6.
Two extra diamonds. It's a surprise he didn't open two, no, to me.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, I actually, I'll be honest, I would probably open the north hand and no trump a fair amount myself, right? This is the sort of slightly off kilter tactical bid that, especially favorable in third, has a lot of ways to win and doesn't have that many ways that you really lose, right?
Ooh, I like this.
Look at this opening lead. He's not going to be thrilled to see too little and dummy underleading his ace, but it doesn't cost.
King. Yeah, but you don't know it. It goes low club, low jack, king. You're ready to throw up.
Right. Well, how ready are you to throw up then when you get on lead again and you say, "Oh, I'll lead a club to partner his queen. At least, at least I can get them on lead to put a spade through."
You'll notice
that won't work out so well.
Finn won the king of clubs. You always hide the card. You never.
Right. When you're declarer, you win with the highest. When you're playing third to the trick, you play the cheaper of touching.
Yes. It's worth noting that this is an auction where I think West should absolutely always be leading a trump. Regardless of what their hand is, regardless of what their trump holding is, and especially considering their alternative was under leading an ace, really feels like just getting a trump on the table, stopping them from being able to rough things, is pretty important. Because it's not every day that North has a 6-card diamond suit in reserve.
Yeah, but I mean, the spades are lying very well for declarer. I mean, it's not like you have 2 or 4 spades. You have the worst number. So how many? You can't stop. You think you can stop one spade rough and dummy?
I might be able to stop. I mean, partner might have 4 spades, right?
Yeah. More likely is that the 4-3-3-3 around the table or something. It could be though.
Mm-hmm.
At any rate, it was probably best for him to be leading diamonds to try to cut the declarer off from dummy, but
there might still be
actually
time for that.
clubs forever isn't such a bad defense here. 4-3 fits are so complicated to analyze for both the play and the defense. We can't even click on double dummy here.
I mean, we could, but
we can.
we could if we wanted to.
No,
but,
don't do it.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
There
I
we
always
go.
do it. I always do it, but don't do it here.
I want to know if another club was good. Whoa, he finessed that, huh?
I think it makes sense. He wants to. He needs to keep transportation open if he's going to be able to rough these things.
So do you think he's going to play a low heart now or the ace hearts?
Feels like he should just bang diamonds at them, right? Because they rough, and then now they're down to only 3 trumps between them. And now I can win whatever and play a heart to the ace, and hopefully I can. It looks like he's carefully preserved his 2 of hearts to get to the 6 in the dummy, if that winds up being necessary later. So you might be able to actually enjoy all those diamonds.
Looks to me like he's going to make an easy 110.
Yeah, feels that way. Because now, what can West do, right? They if they play a spade, that solves the spade situation for him. They play a club, he can pitch a spade from the dummy, rough in hand, play a heart to dummy, and run diamonds at them. And if they play a trump, he wins and just runs diamonds.
I gotta say that Jack of Diamonds was a big play.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's right.
Well, maybe he felt that the guy wouldn't done to lead the ace of clubs if he had two little diamonds to lead. Sometimes you can take a lot of inferences when you see what they've led from.
Yeah, certainly when it's a lead that looks a little bit like desperation, right? You say, well, what they must have something really terrible to lead from in all the other suits if they chose this.
Right, and two little diamonds is not my idea of terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to leave this in your guys' good hands. I'm off to hike. Good luck.
Uh-huh.
Take it from here.
You doing
Bye, everyone.
That sounds
Bye,
good.
Larry.
Thanks for joining us, Larry. It's good to
My
have you.
pleasure. It was definitely enlightening.
Yes.
Doing Timpanogos?
Not today, next month, if you come with.
Ooh, lost him.
All right. Yes.
Ah, now we can say
three.
what we really think about him.
Yes. So East is trying to figure out whether there's any hope, because you can see partner doesn't have the king of spades. So probably, regardless of what he chooses, it's game over. And just get one more.
By the way, do we have a Twitch feed where people can talk to us and chatting?
We do. It's the twitch.tv/USBF bridge. That's where we are live. Make sure to mute it once you bring it up, though. Otherwise, we'll get some kind of echoey things. But yes, and so we do actually. We have about 65, 66 people watching, and some people hanging out in chat, and it's a good time. And yes, he should be able to beer this. Play a 7 of hearts to the ace and run some diamonds, and assuming that East is cooperative and roughs in early enough, he'll be able to do that. Tracy Bauer says hi, by the way, in the chat, and to Greg's point about if North-South always bid 2 spades with equal length, either spades can't be 4-3-3 around the table, or the heart fit is too big to stop roughs. That's a very valid point about the trump lead. I still just lead a trump on these auctions kind of as a default, but yeah.
Okay, so if they open a heart, which I think they would, do you think Zach Grossack will overcall? I think he would. Would you bid 2 clubs with that hand?
Bronia?
Bronia, don't ask Billy, because Billy would say no.
He would not. Yes. Oh, even Zach doesn't do it. Jeez, Louise.
I think non-vulnerable.
Yes, vulnerable he tightens up quite a bit, understandably, and this feels reasonable enough.
Okay, so they're forcing the game. Most people play that they have to show their spades here. I would certainly show my spades here, but you might want to.
I think he's going to bid 2 spades.
Yeah, you bid 2 spades and then you bid 3 hearts.
Yeah.
Bid 2 spades, your partner bid say 2 no, which is reasonable.
Oh, he bid 2 no. They must mean something.
Yeah, they're relaying away, but they better find their way back to hearts. But they can't make 4 hearts anyway, right? They lose a diamond rough, a club, and a heart. So when they can't, it doesn't look to me like they can make any game.
Right.
Yeah, I would guess that 2-0 probably shows 6 hearts. And now the choice to show 6 hearts rather than spades, I don't necessarily agree with that, especially with this discrepancy in the suit quality. But that
3-0 was a push. We actually, it was a 1 imp. I wonder if they were
1 imp. Yes, they were in 5 diamonds at the other table. Let's while they're doing this, we can have a look at what happened there.
All right, this is going to go down.
So it looks like they overcalled the heart, which then got Ben and Kevin to the much better 5 diamond contract, and then they didn't lead a heart, so they made 7.
So now on this trick, it's important when you play the king from dummy and you declare they win the ace, that you play the 8. You must hide your low cards from people who lead high from a doubleton, because then South will be wondering if his partner has the 4 of diamonds. If he plays the 4, which he should not play, there he goes, South would know.
Yes.
But South would probably know anyway. Why would partner lead a diamond dummy suit from 2?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Like partner went out of their way to lead dummy's suit, which certainly seems to suggest that they have.
Well, they're going to get another chance.
It's true. It's true. And Zach will play his most discouraging spade, screaming, "No more of this! Please stop it!" And yes, now he will get another chance on.
He'll play the 4 of hearts. It's too bad, really. Whenever I'm desperate for a rough, I like to have like 10-3. So my part, whatever. There's a 3. Well, the 3 may say clubs.
Yeah, but even if the 3 says clubs, where's the future in the of this, right? If partner has a doubleton diamond, then how are we beating this? They don't have the king of spades, so there's no future there. Our only chance to beat this is a diamond rough at this point, right? Diamond rough and the ace of clubs.
Right. That 6 of spades was a very high one, but you have to be looking at all the cards to see that.
Right. You can't see the 5, 4, or 2, and so I guess it's just barely possible that declarer could have maybe ace 5, 4, 2 or something. But if partner had the king queen, they might have thrown the king to really make that clear. Yeah.
And they would have let it. I think all indications are win the heart and give your partner a rough.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would agree with that.
Well,
not so easy.
I'm looking at the hands.
Not so easy.
There we go.
He did it, but that wasn't so easy.
No, I mean it's sort of you try once you've tried everything, once you've ruled everything else out, you sort of shrug and give this a try, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so well done. They got their rough, and so that will be down 1.
Actually, the jack of spades was a very thoughtful play. At trick 2, because the diamond rough can always wait.
That's not necessarily true, though, right? Because couldn't declarer have 7 hearts?
7 hearts. And your partner, Zach Rosak, is 1-1?
Yeah, that's not likely. He's 1-1, I gotta say. I mean, it could be if he has no points, but then you can't beat it anyways.
Right. I mean, you need him to have the ace of clubs, but, could he have 5 small spades and 1-1, 5, 1-1-6 with just the ace of clubs? Maybe.
Unlike, doesn't seem like. I guess anything's possible.
Right. I don't know. I mean, you're right. It feels like the jack of spades is most likely to sort of to yield the right defensive line most of the time. But I think you at least have some consideration for the 1-1 situation.
It was a good play. At any rate, East will open a diamond, South will bid a no trump, and West will have a good lead against 1 no double, but North will run. I think. I mean,
it's a little scary running to diamonds when that's their suit, but partner overcalled the no trump, so
yeah, I think it's going to go a diamond, the no trump, right?
I certainly would.
And West can even bid lead his 4th best spade and live.
Not advisable, but yes.
Well, I'd be sort of surprised if West didn't double.
Yes, definitely.
Sort of fall off the chair surprised.
Maybe they're thinking about which one of their.
He overcalled a no trump on a 15 count, vulnerable with his partner being a passed hand.
Yeah, I think.
You're right. It's going to go with no trump, even if it goes double pass pass. Finn's going to run to two clubs.
Right. But I guess he has no choice but to overcall a no trump, because if you don't overcall there, you're done. Pass.
Wow.
Ay, ay, ay.
Well, actually, this is not so bad. He's going to take a lot of tricks.
He's going to take a lot of tricks. They are vulnerable, so it's 100 a trick. But it feels the worry is just that we're getting stolen from, right? I mean, today maybe he actually found the best score for his side, right? Because
they don't steal vulnerable. When they overcall a no trump vulnerable, they have it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, how's the declarer going to do? Well, the queen of diamonds comes down. I'd say he's going to go down one or two.
Well, yeah, probably down two. Because the problem is that he has to find 4 pitches.
Right, he's got to pitch.
Well, he's got maybe a heart and 3 clubs, something like that. I don't know. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, there.
It was less exciting than we thought. I was excited there for a second something was going to happen, but no.
I thought someone was going to double.
Yes.
Right? Now, if he plays like he plays a low spade to the guy's jack and a low diamond back, and he misguesses diamonds.
that would be cruel. That would be cruel. But no, I think East wants to make sure. Probably East was supposed to unblock on the king of spades lead, but it's unclear sort of what their power lead is, because we don't have too huge details on that. So, yeah, West will presumably run the spades. It's an interesting question of maybe what order they should run the spades in, right? Because they can cash the 10 and then the queen, or the queen and the 10, and so on, right? But they'll run the spades, and South will have to, Finn will actually have to figure out, hey, what are we discarding here? You can give up 1 heart, maybe 1 diamond, a couple clubs. I don't know. Like, what are you pitching from the South end, Bronia?
Well, I'm definitely going to pitch a heart. That's going to be. I mean, I don't know. I might pitch a heart and pitch. I don't know. Jeez, I'm going to be crying is what I'm going to be doing. So let's see. I got to make 4 pitches. Jesus.
Yes. To be fair, East also has to make 3 pitches, which doesn't look like a picnic from their hand either.
I'm going to see what East pitches first. What am I even pitching from the north hand? I don't even know what I'm pitching from the north hand.
Well, you can probably afford to let go of a couple hearts and a diamond, or maybe even 2 diamonds, without too much. Like the north hand feels okay to pitch from, at least by comparison. What is this?
Shifted.
I see. Maybe because he knows that partner gave count on the spade,
right? So he knows
that
spade. Right.
That's
Those
interesting.
Are still coming.
Okay. So that does save East the problem of making all of these pitches, but this is interesting. Okay.
You better play back a spade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so this is interesting now, because South has to keep 2 diamonds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because they don't know that the diamonds are set up like this, right? So South has to keep 2 diamonds, which means that they have to make 4 pitches. That's all of their clubs and a heart. And so now they actually, this defense might actually get it down 3. Yeah, South is strip squeezed, exactly. So, kind of nice when the defense gets to strip squeeze and then end play declarer.
And you know it too, because declarer starts discarding slower and slower.
Yes. They look a little bit sadder about it each time.
Well, South can throw the queen of clubs, can he, here?
Yes.
He didn't. He did.
Right, but even still, even if they because they can now they can build a heart trick, right? So now, whatever, unless South works out to pitch a diamond, which is pretty double dummy. If they now they pitch their low heart and they drive another heart, and East can have a heart winner and the ace of diamonds in the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, they're just going to take their down 2, I guess. Small missed opportunity there.
Very interesting pass.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, certainly at match points, it won them the board.
And anything, a vulnerable opponent overcalls a no trump. Take your hundreds.
Yeah, not unreasonable at all.
Oh, more fun in games. I want to thank whoever picked out these boards for us.
Yes, they've certainly not been any shortage of excitement.
So if your partner opened 2-0, first of all, South Finn will bid. Second of all, what would you do with the West hand? Would you just try to get out in 3 hearts or 4 hearts or something?
Honestly, I'd be tempted to make a Texas transfer, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, you put a nice gin hand.
Exactly. Well, it's sort of it's one of those situations where either if I transfer to 3 hearts and we play there, we're probably either going down multiple in 3 or we're making 4, right? Depending on whether partner has a fitting hand.
Here come the opponents. Now you really have no idea what to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, how does 4 spades is like touch and go? I mean, as long as they get diamonds going, but they kind of have to take care not to block the diamond suit before declare can build a club pitch. Like 4 spades is a little tricky to beat,
especially since they could lead the 10 of clubs.
Right. Well, they lead the 10 of clubs. They have to shift to a low diamond right now.
Meanwhile,
Otherwise,
poor Mr. Lee is wondering what the heck is going on here. He's supposed to be bidding? He might just bid 5 clubs. Would that be the most ridiculous thing?
If it was me, I feel like I would bid 5 clubs, and he did. Yeah, that makes the most sense to me, But maybe it doesn't, because you could easily be making 4 hearts and not 5 clubs.
Right, but
I don't know how you do it, though.
I think Zach might bid 5 spades.
Yeah. I mean, my partner overcalled 3 spades over their 2-0 opener. I'd be very tempted, but all right. It looks like he's done well here. Assuming that. Look at that, nice lead, Zach. Nice lead. So be delighted when partner shows out. Can you imagine? Now he plays a low heart. Suit preference and diamond over and another heart rough.
Defense.
That's
good
well
defense.
done, Zach. Mm-hmm.
He might have a future in this game, like people like to say, about David Berkowitz. David Berkowitz is playing. I always hear people saying that guy might have a future in the game.
As a pastor. Very well done by Zach. He liked his aces. And, of course, my partner would have 4 hearts and no clubs. His partner had what he was hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this was very well judged.
So is this the end of the tricks, I think, right? That's it for the tricks.
It doesn't feel like there's very many more tricks to be had. Yeah.
Well, South's going to try the ace of spades.
Yeah. But
I think that'll go to bed pretty quickly. They're probably just trying to claim right now, would be my guess. We see that the other table on board 20, the one where they got the diamond rough, they wound up going down 2 in 4 hearts. So that was 3 imps to Singapore there.
Sounds impressive.
I think they may have returned a diamond earlier, which then gave declarer a guess as to whether to, they had to guess who had the 10 of hearts, right? I think they guessed wrong and roughed high, and then South wound up getting an extra heart trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So a well-earned 500 for Finn and Zach here.
The imps keep flowing.
Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm. And now this is a good 14, or at least a 14 I would feel a little bit better about opening a no trump with, even though I do have both.
Even I would open a no trump on this one. I got to tell you, even I, king and a diamond, the both 4-card majors, I would open this bad boy a no trump.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 14 opposite 10 with a 4-4 spade fit, but they're going to be blessed by a heart lead.
Yeah, well, I mean, even still, there's some work to do.
Heart lead doesn't give anything away.
Yeah. They have 4 hearts, a spade,
there's a lot of work everywhere.
2 clubs.
Especially since West is not going to be able to figure out the shift to diamonds.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. I agree.
Well, they're gonna get a chance to probably at trick 2, and they know that they got to shift to a minor. It's just a question of which one, probably.
Well, what about your hand says you should be diamonds?
Yeah, that's a tough switch.
Yeah. And partner is playing the 6 of spades, which doesn't seem to be of... I mean, even if we're playing some sort of Smith, I don't think we really can read that as anything.
But what happens if he plays another heart? Yeah, he's going to play another heart.
So, but now Declarer can just drive out a spade, right? They lose 2 spades, a diamond...
4 hearts, 2 spades, 2 clubs.
Yeah, because pretty much they need the ace of diamonds on side. At least when West shows out in spades, they need the ace of diamonds on side, or they're cooked anyway, right?
Yep.
So this is sort of a case where, as your declarer, you kind of you're not sure necessarily where the
ace of diamonds on side. They can hook the club if they wanted to.
They could, yes, they could, but let's see.
It doesn't work because you still need the spade. Maybe if you, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like you're one trick short, so I think you have to basically assume the ace of diamonds is on side, or that they won't figure out to cash them, and maybe you have something there. But this is interesting. Had West not pitched a club, now East could have theoretically put a club through and maybe built some tricks for their side there, which is...
Yeah, but he can't get him in with the 4th club, and there's no way in.
Right. I mean, the hand is so friendly here. But it's not great having to cross to a club because theoretically they could have then built some club tricks.
Huh?
But now, so he'll take the club finesse, but and ultimately, West can establish a heart trick, can establish a club trick, whatever it is, but it doesn't matter because East doesn't have any more transportation over there. Declarer's going to have to cash 2 spades and just lead a diamond to the king and hope for the best.
This is a very good result for North-South. Although it looks 4 spades would be touch and go. On a heart lead, I think it's down 1 for sure.
Certainly on a heart lead, but even without a heart lead, you have a lot of work to do, right? Because spades are 4-1. Your spade spots in the dummy are really bad, and so you might have to rough with one of your good spade spots in your hand.
And these cards, is very nice. I mean, the South hand screams to be led up to.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's sort of modern standard now with the 4x3 that Zach had, rather than bidding Stamen and trying to find a 4-4 major fit, or even puppet Stamen, just shooting out 3 now.
How about finding a 5-4 spade fit?
I'll be honest, I think I probably would bid puppet, especially because all of my honors are in the majors. So I could bid 2-no puppet. If partner bids a major, awesome, very happy. Otherwise, I bet 3 now.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd get a lot of agreement with you there, but it'd be closer. It'd be closer.
Mm-hmm.
I think the youthful persona is just going to be 3 now. That's a very good result for North South.
Certainly. And this is our last board at this table, but the other table still has, unsurprisingly, about 4 boards to play. So after they finish up here, we'll jump over there and see how they handle these as well.
We're finishing up so soon, but I've had such a lovely day.
I'm glad. There's been no shortage of entertainment. So
You can tell. Do we have anybody watching?
we have 75 people watching. Yes.
Oh, hello, 75 people.
I'd like to visit the 70 people I don't know and my 5 relatives.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Well, you have the extended Berkowitz family keeps growing, so perhaps 75 relatives. Yeah.
Bronia's an honorary member.
I definitely am an honorary Berkowitz, by the way. I'd be very upset if I was not considered an honorary Berkowitz.
You're one of us.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, I think my email out to all of you to ask if you could join was addressed to honorary Berkowitzes. So Berkowitzes and honorary Berkowitzes.
Bronia describes me as her 4th favorite Berkowitz.
Well, you are my 4th favorite Berkowitz. But now that there's so many honorary Berkowitz, you might actually have to go down even more.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to that.
Just kidding, David. Just kidding.
So, Mr. Lee rebid 2 hearts instead of 2 diamonds. I would always bid 2 diamonds. I'm a big believer in showing my suits, but there are people who are big believers in showing their majors. So now the question is, what's going to happen here?
What do you lead from Finn's hand? Are you a diamond leader or a club leader?
Well, I live in fear of the ace-10 fourth, the diamond. I think he would lead a club.
Wait, which hand is leading? Which hand?
South against 2 now. There we go. Ace-10 fourth, and you lead the Queen of Diamonds from Queen Jack third. You see Ace-10 fourth in the dummy, and
just cry. You just cry.
Yeah. You're going to survive.
You
are
will
survive.
But you don't feel pretty bad about it.
How does he know what to shift to? How does he know to shift to a heart?
I mean, but declare a bit 2-0. I think there's actually, to be quite honest, I think if you're thinking about how are we actually beating 2-0 on this hand, partner having heart tricks is pretty up there, especially with the heart spots being so bad in the dummy. I'd really be tempted to play the King of Hearts.
And he did.
Yeah.
How does North get in?
That's a different story. we stripped out North's entry at trick 1, so today I guess this won't be very effective.
Well, let's see. Declare always had 2 diamonds, a heart, 2 spades. It would be hard to stop him from taking 8 tricks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we might be able to take 3 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a spade before they can get to 8 some of the time, but it's a little tricky.
Yeah, considering if you're in the mood to take 3 heart tricks, then they can set up their hearts and not give you your diamonds.
Right. It's kind of whichever red suit you go after, they just fire back at you.
Yeah, if you set up their hearts, they're not going to be so unhappy.
This is true. And so here, declare we'll let them do exactly that, right? Let them keep setting up one. It's just, hey, keep playing my red suits for me. Like,
but Zach is going to overtake and probably play the 8 of spades through, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, I don't know, I guess he could play a club.
Feels like he'll play the 8 of spades through, right? Because the time when the sort of position sensitive holding is when partner has a slower spade trick where we really need to get spades going.
Change partner's black suits, give partner ace-10 fourth of clubs, and he'll need to lead a club.
But they probably would have shifted to a low club at trick 2, then, right? Because they can see that what's going on. But here we see Declare has a little bit of transportation issues, right? Because they
But let's see if he plays ace and a heart. How many hearts is he going to take? 3, and a diamond is 4, and a spade is 5, and 3 clubs are 8. Or he's going to play ace and a diamond. Now he's going to take 2 diamonds, a heart. Now he's okay.
2 diamonds, a heart, 3 clubs, and 2 spades.
He hasn't have his second spade in yet, but he's going to keep. If he plays the 10 of diamonds, he can keep the 6 to get to the 7 as an entry to play spades.
Yes. And the heart suit is frozen, so.
What? He could have just played ace and a heart.
Mm-hmm. Which would have been a guarantee, actually.
Yeah, he's worked himself into a dither.
I mean, it's this isn't too bad though, right? Because we have with the diamond as transportation, we can just build a spade trick and call it a day. And now we have an extra. The hearts didn't look like they were 3-3, but maybe the 10 of spades comes down. So maybe this is an extra. This is a slightly better line for an over trick.
Not sure, but if you put this on deep finesse, I'll say the 10 of diamonds is the only card that's going to let him make it. But maybe not.
I think you might be able to survive a club to the queen, but it's.
But
I don't see why you
wouldn't. Now
wouldn't.
that you played the ace of diamonds, you better play. I mean, I guess you could play ace of the hearts now still.
No, then the opponents take 3 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a spade.
3 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a spade. Yeah.
So no, he can't do that. He's got to play. I think he could get away with a club, but the 10 of diamonds is certainly the indicated play.
Right, you have to just start building. You want to build tricks for yourself and avoid building tricks for the opponents as much as possible.
Meanwhile, it's been a pretty entertaining set. It calmed down a little bit.
It did. But as far as if I had to pick 12 boards to be exciting, these were pretty good choices, I have to say.
Only one redoubled contract, one double grand slam at both tables. Yeah, the doubling stuff.
Yeah, and to answer the question in chat, John, I'm actually not sure how because I'm not sure how many members of this team were on the team that came in second in China in 2018. I'm not sure if there's any overlap there, but we're talking about the Singapore team here. They beat my team in 2018 in the quarterfinals to make, I believe, wind up coming in second in China in 2018. So I'm not sure if there's some overlap in the players between here and there. Perhaps chat can clarify that. But
he's got to give up on the hearts. If he plays a heart, he sets up another winner for them. Well, he may
no. He has to cash the ace hearts right now and pitch at spade. Otherwise, he's going to come to his hand and he'll be locked in his hand and have a spade loser.
Right. So he's going to cash the ace hearts. There he goes.
But I mean, it feels like an error to play the king of clubs, right? Because we could just win the queen of clubs in our hand and play a spade, and now we have we're in complete control of the diamond transportation.
This was a thorny hand. The good news was he kept the 7 of diamonds.
It's true. And perhaps he'll wind up beering. Although I would say that because he's going down now, if North has the ace of spades, he probably should owe his partner a beer rather than the other way around.
The thing is, North shifted to the 8 of spades.
Okay.
He's taking his time. He's letting the other team catch up.
Yes. So it looks like once the other table bid, I guess, 2 spades over one now. They doubled and then they ran, and then later they bid 2 spades. So they wound up getting 110 rather than 200. So that was another 3 imps to Singapore. All right. Or you could, I assume that operator may have just lost track of the play a bit, but we can kind of tell how it's going to go, right? At this point, club to hand, king of spades, and that's 120. So let's switch over to the other table. We see that on the board where they played 5 clubs doubled, where Zach did very well to double and lead the ace of hearts. Ben and Kevin have found their way to 4 hearts on the same cards. Which
Did South not bid?
let's see. South did not bid. South passed throughout. Ben transferred with 3 diamonds. Kevin super accepted, and there they were.
Well, when he super accepted, mightn't South have doubled that? Maybe to get this partner into the auction?
Very possibly. I mean, certainly, I mean, 4 spades as just a bridge contract north-south isn't the worst place in the world, right? I mean, obviously we have 4 losers, but they have to figure out to take them.
All right, young people, I am going to leave you.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Bronia.
It's been super fun. And
great to have you.
great boards, and it's great seeing people play. And it's always great to hang out with my favorite Berkowitz and my second favorite honorary Berkowitz, Adam.
Thank you. Hey,
right.
I'll take that. That's a pretty good deal.
All right, that works. All right, have fun.
All right.
I'm
Thanks,
going to go
Bronia.
figure out some other stuff. What?
Still at the bottom.
No, you're my first favorite Berkowitz.
4th favorite, you told me.
First. All right, goodbye for now.
Bye.
All right. See it. All right.
So Declare's going to lose 2 hearts and a diamond. I think he's going to make 4 hearts.
Yeah. There's I mean, it's a little bit of handling, but now he can run clubs through him. Seems like he's making it. Because what does North do, right? If they rough low, he over roughs and roughs a spade to dummy and does it again.
He throws a spade now. He can't get the. Oh yeah, he can. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Welcome, Greg. We'll keep having a whole fun rotating cast of commentators today. So
I'm a poor substitute for Bronia or Larry Cohen, but
you'd be a good substitute for me.
I wanted to tell Larry earlier that when I very first started playing bridge, like I didn't even know what a 1-no trump opener was, brand new. I asked someone what book should I buy to learn as a complete novice, and was told I should get To Bid or Not to Bid. And so I, not knowing any better, bought it and tried to read. I'm like, what the hell? It was not a gentle introduction to the game.
Well, if you were watching these 12 boards, you still wouldn't know what a 1-no trump opener is.
Yeah. A couple days ago, Zach opened a good 14 to 17 no trump on a 5-3-3-2-12 count.
No, today he was 6-3-2-2, but he had 12.
I saw that one. At least he was 3rd seat in that one. The other one, I think he just right there in 1st seat.
Yeah. So now Kevin can pitch the king of spades and get a trump trick per force, basically. Even if North had roughed, though, Kevin was still okay because he could rough the king of spades to dummy, and even if that got over roughed, he would be still left with winners and only just lose 2 trump tricks. So this was well done by Kevin to make 4 hearts here, and that'll be, I think, 15 imp swing.
Yeah.
Yes,
big
there
one.
it is. So.
But actually, the swing was mostly won by Finn by overcalling 3 spades.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Zach's choice to double 5 clubs rather than bid out to 5 spades was also pretty important. And it's not immediately clear, right? But, partner did overcall. We have 4 cards support and 2 aces, but the defensive prospects of the hand were good enough that he figured partner hopefully has shortness in one of the red suits, and was very correct.
So I think this first action by Tio will decide the hand. If he opens a minor, it's 12 imps to America, 10 imps or whatever. If he opens a no trump, it could be a push.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still counting his points. 1 for the 10 of spades, 1 for the 10 of hearts. I don't know.
It's too bad we don't have access to their convention card.
We do. It's just
Oh, well, through the. I'm sorry. I mean through the BBO. Like sometimes BBO manages to load up the convention cards for everyone.
there it is. One no.
Oh no. And now that's the hard part. The easy part is for it to go 3 now.
Yes.
Not everybody does it.
Could imagine North trying some sort of puppet Stamen here, but
We were discussing that earlier.
oh yeah.
Adam liked it. I'm not sure. It's with such a sterile hand and such a minimum. But if your opponent has 5 spades, I could see it.
Yeah, and even if partner has 5 hearts, right? I have ace, king, third of hearts, and bad stuff in the minors. I have to say that if my puppet bid was 3 clubs and not 2 no, I would not bid puppet. If I could bid 2 no puppet, I would do that, but otherwise I bid 3 no. Because
Well,
three clubs, look what happens here, right? It actually gives a really important inference for West, which is partner didn't double 3 clubs. That West is going to know that partner has a 5-card minor or 5-card something somewhere, right? And look what happens when they're on lead with the ace of spades. If they can work out to shift to a diamond, right?
Correct.
And so it's actually a pretty important inference here that you're giving to the opponents by going out of your way to bid puppet, that the lack of the lead directing double or lack thereof is so huge, which is why it's become more and more popular to play that 2 no is puppet Stamen rather than 3 clubs to sort of avoid this problem.
Yes, but that gives away bidding 2 no as a transfer to diamonds, so your partner can give you a vote on diamonds.
Yes, you give up a little bit there, but
I think it's up something.
I don't know why. There we go.
Yeah, when that was first taught to me, it was the convention was called Low Information Puppet Stamen, which has a great acronym. Highly recommended.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Also, since you have extra steps in there, you can fit your 4-5-2-2s in as opener.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
if you're inclined to do stuff like that.
I normally do that in my puppet Stamen. It's 3 diamonds is 4-5-2-2s. So here Ben did not get it right. Perhaps if partner had a club card, he would not have doubled anyway because he wouldn't have had enough length. But
you can't expect your pawn to double with ace third of clubs or something.
Right, exactly. So it's not as strong of an inference, but does know that it's in the game that partner has 5 diamonds to the ace queen, and it's not in the game that partner has 5. Yeah,
you have too many clubs.
Yeah, so this will probably mean that this is a push because now Declare is going to have 2 spades, 4 hearts, and 3 clubs, and maybe even a diamond.
So I would say that both North-South perform very well on this hand.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Interesting.
So this is round 18, so they have 5 matches left to go. Is that right? After this? 23 matches?
Yes, 23 matches in total, exactly. Well, there's 1 more match today, and then 4 tomorrow. So they have a dinner break, and then they have another match today. I've kind of chosen to focus on the 4th match each day, just because this way we have sort of a set time every day, and it's kind of a nice timing of being mid-morning for U.S. folks. But yes, there is 1 more match today in the afternoon. I believe it starts at, I want to say 1:30 Eastern, although I wouldn't bet all that much money on that. And that will run for another couple hours, and yeah. So,
and how many teams are going to qualify for the knockout phase?
So it's 8 teams qualify in each round robin. So each section, and then the KO phase is full day knockout matches.
So we'll have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
Yes. And I'm actually, As of this morning, I kind of made the call to. I'm actually going to try to cover both the third and fourth sets for the full knockout stage. So if anybody feels like, or if you want to wake up at 8:30 in the morning Eastern and hop on, then. But yeah, so I'm going to be actually doing the full second half of each day of the knockouts.
So now Declara is going to not have an entry back to his King of Diamonds. So he's only going to make, which is fun. He'd be very happy because the diamond is coming through now. And, well, man, I guess Rosenberg should play a club, right?
Right. I mean, partnership to do a club. Our best shot is Declara as ace, queen, jack of clubs.
So Declara's going to cash out for 9 tricks.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look at that and say, I could have made 10.
Yes, they could have, but, certainly you have to feel good making 9 nonetheless.
On a hand like this, 600's very nice.
Mm-hmm. So to address Canada J asked an interesting question in chat, which is if Zach opened a no trump with 12 high card points when his range is 14 to 17, is that not an illegal bid since that's a 6-point range, whether or not it is shown on their card? So there's a couple points here. One is that in the ACBL specifically, that potentially might run into issues because a 6-point range is disallowed in a lot of ACBL events. But I believe it's okay in like open chart national events. Don't quote me. I'm not certain about that one. And however, in the WBF rules are a little bit different, I believe, where this sort of thing, there isn't a strict restriction on how much you can have for a one no trump opening, so much as there's attention paid to, hey, is there a sort of an agreement that was not disclosed, right? That one no trump could be very light, and that's something that perhaps they should consider disclosing. Is, hey, maybe it's a a good 13 or good 13s and 14s to 17, or however that gets framed. But
on a similar front, I was playing at my local bridge club yesterday, and a 92-year-old lady, very sweet, after the hand is over, says, "Director, please." Club's over. And my partner had opened 2 clubs and rebid 2 no trump with a singleton deuce and a minor. Okay? And she said, as I understand the ACBL rules, you can't open a no trump with a low singleton in any suit. And the director said, let me get back to you. And it turns out that you can't open 1 no trump with non-singleton ace, king, or queen. But you can open 2 no, and you can open 2 clubs and rebid 2 no. I learned something every day.
Yeah, the some of the rules are a little bit arbitrary there, and it feels like I think in open national events as well, the restriction for opening 1 no trump with a singleton goes away, but you do have to make some amount of disclosure if you do it, or semi-regularly, that, hey, this is 14 to 16 or 15 to 17, and may contain a small singleton sometimes, right? And it feels a little bit silly to have to do that, but and to have to call that out explicitly. But that was kind of what I was told when I trotted that out in the fourth quarter of the spin goal a few weeks ago, with my small singleton and 10 count or 11 count or something.
Which is why we play penalty doubles of Adam.
That's right.
And a strong club.
So now the question is, will Rosenberg move over 3 diamonds? He knows his partner is 6-4.
I think that they probably have they probably use 3 clubs as a way to distinguish between sort of a strong and weak 3 diamond bit.
What do they do with clubs?
I think they give up on showing like a 5-4-4-0 in favor of being able to distinguish between a forcing and non-forcing diamond or heart bid.
Well, right? What if he has 6 hearts and 4 clubs?
Well, then he wouldn't have rebid 2 diamonds, probably, right?
Did he? I'm sorry, maybe I missed it.
Oh no, sorry. Did he?
Did 2 hearts.
Oh, he rebid 2. Okay,
rebid 2
then I. Ignore me.
It's so interesting that everyone is so quick to rebid ace empty 6th.
I think you're getting to, if it goes a heart, like a no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 no, they play something there. But this may count on this auction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He could have easily been 6-4 in hearts and clubs.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I missed that he rebid 2 hearts. If he had rebid 2 diamonds, that's a different story. When he rebids 2 hearts, yes, I think there's also perhaps, for at least, in a lot of my partnerships, when I rebid 2, if I have a stronger hand, I'll rebid the minor. Whereas if I just have a weak hand that's kind of rejecting the invite and bad, I'll sometimes rebid the major. And the idea is that then if I rebid the major and then bid the minor over to no, that's essentially a way of saying, hey, I have a weak 6-4.
I'm a strong believer in always bidding my 4.
Mm-hmm.
I remember some moons ago I had ace, king, queen, 6 of spades and 4 hearts to a 6. And I'm a man of I opened a spade, my pawn bid a no trump, I bid 2 hearts. I feel very strongly that you should never bury hearts.
Maybe you cut partner with 2-3, 3-5.
I was expecting to singleton, spade, and king 5th of hearts, mate.
Easy game.
I have good partners, not like you.
I see. Where do you find those?
I'm the biggest believer of bidding their 4-card suits was Kokish, the late Eric, and Roth. And if it was good enough for them, it was good enough for me.
Eric talked about that a lot. His argument was, you need your partner to sometimes take a false preference with the right kind of hand.
Exactly.
Right, but as long as you and partner have discussed maybe taking a preference back, even if you're 2-4 in the 2 suits when you have the right kind of hand, then it's pretty much free. And if partner passes 2 diamonds when you rebid 2 diamonds, who cared? What you want to play in the 4-4 diamond fit instead of the 6-2 heart fit in?
I was always a believer in trying to describe 12 of my cards as fast as I could.
Mm-hmm.
At any rate, this is going to be a dull hand. He's going to lose. His spade loser went away, I think.
No, they took the ace of spades. They led a spade, so they took the ace of spades at trick 1, I think.
He's going to make 4 for a push. Well, it's been 40 to 20 something, but it's been pretty exciting.
There's been a lot of excitement, and I mean 60 imps in 12 boards is not too bad. But
we certainly didn't have to have 60 imps on these boards. Obviously, the first 3, 7 diamonds down 1 at both tables reminds me of that hand from the Vanderbilt all those years ago, where both tables got to 7 diamonds off the ace of trump.
There was actually another one yesterday where both tables played in 7 diamonds. It was the last board of the USA1 Sweden match, I think, where both tables also got to 7 diamonds down 1 off a cashing ace. One of the tables even got to bid key card and still got there. Now, I don't think we want to ask them about what happened there, but yeah.
If I remember, too, in that Vanderbilt match, the one table didn't double, and so they lost 2 imps, and the match was really, really close. I remember thinking someone was going to fling themselves into the Mississippi River or something if they lost the match by 1.
Yes. No, one of the tables did double, yes. The question in chat. One table did, one table did not. In the match here, both tables did double 7 diamonds, and yesterday I think one of the tables doubled and the other one did not as well, although I'm not 100% on that one.
I think in Zia's new book, which I just got, he says somebody once screamed at him for doubling a grand slam with the ace of trump and said it was very unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, so I remember that from his new book. He said it was rude, or like, it's not classy or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, I've heard a lot of really good stories about Zia's book. This is going to turn into a Zia's book advertisement because I
actually have it right here.
Not really, because we're getting off soon, but I'm reading it.
Nice.
Buy this book.
You make no ifs, ands, or buts about it here.
Yeah. Well, I have a signed copy, so
yes.
I'm a pretty big deal.
Well done. So yeah, we see USA1 extended their lead a little bit. They're 13 clear of second place now, and USA2 is still struggling a bit. But
no, they just won.
yes, they did just have a medium-sized win against England, which certainly is
15,
needed.
what was that? 15-5. That should, and that moved them from 16th to 16th.
Yes, yes, tough crowd.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they were like 23 out of 8, and now they're 18 out of 8 or so. So
Lots more bridge to play.
Yes, lots of bridge to go, but they're very much in the hunt. Like the sort of spread from even
as Larry would
7th
say,
or 8th. Yeah,
did they play Barbados? Have they played Barbados yet?
I think they have. Although they have, let's find, we can find out here, across table by rank. USA 2 yes, they have played Barbados. However, they have not played Estonia, India, or Singapore, France, Croatia, and Sweden. They have an interesting.
Sweden's a good team. France and Singapore. There are a lot of well, they have to pass some of those teams.
Yeah, well, if they're going to win the event, they certainly have to beat them anyhow. So, yeah.
Oh, was it? It was Omar Sharif, by the way, I think, who yelled at Zia.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's right here, page 26. I gained 100, but almost lost a dear friend.
Yeah, actually, Cooper Too Cool in the chat also just said Omar Sharif as well. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So I think we'll probably go ahead and call it in a minute. We can just glance real quick at how the U21s are doing, but looks like USA1 New Zealand is tied, and USA 2 is clobbering Ireland, so that is good for them. And yeah, so we will be back tomorrow at 10:45, probably a little closer to 11 actually, because it seems like they're adhering to the 15-minute delay more religiously now, which means that
that's
probably it's better than nothing, kind of. But I wish that they would have like a 30.
It's interesting, by the way. There's a 15-minute view graph delay, which is great, but as far as I can tell, the results on these web pages are up immediately. So like, you can't watch the play live, but you can go look at the layout on a hand right away.
Yes, exactly, and often the hand records are visible too. So honestly it's a pretty big security hole that I hope that they'll strongly consider trying to fix in the not super distant future, because it really does to be able to see the hand record and some of what happened before in some cases before the table has even played the board is pretty problematic, right? So here we can see we could have probably come in and looked at board 14. What did everybody do, right? Unsurprisingly, not very many people played 5 hearts redoubled.
Shocker, six hearts in the making in the Greece Israel match.
Well, I guess if you don't lead a spade, it's or no, they led the ace of spades, probably got the king from partner who had raised spades and thought that there was maybe no future in the suit or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I see one there that says the ace of diamonds was led, but I don't think that's right, as the ace of diamonds is in the west hand.
That is true. But if they stole the ace of diamonds from the west hand and put it on the table, perhaps that was the penalty that allowed them to make 6 hearts in the first place. So
maybe.
But yes, so we will be back at 10:45 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern time, and I'm going to be covering both the 3rd and 4th segment of all of the knockout stages. So that'll be starting at 8:30 in the morning Eastern, which I'll be a little bit delirious, but and then we'll also do the 4th segment, which will be the normal like 10:45, 10:50. So thanks everybody for tuning in as always, and we will see you tomorrow. And yes, thank you, David, thank you, Greg, thank you, Bronia and Larry, and we had sort of a rotating full house today. It was lots of fun. So all right, see y'all later.
Bye.